So I don't know if that all saved. Typical. Every time I go and do a video, something happens. It's a fly. So yeah, I've moved into a really beautiful spot in Morioka, just by the river. You can see way off into the distance. You might be able to see that big shadow. There's a huge volcano, Iwate-san, Mount Iwate. It's about 4,000 meters high. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's like it's just framed by the river. Every time I cross over the bridge, which I have to do every day, you just look at it. It's stunning. Yeah, and I love Morioka. It's great. It's everywhere's really, from my flat, everywhere's like really convenient. It's about 5 minutes walk from the station, 5 minutes walk from like a 24-hour supermarket, which, given my working times, is really, really useful. Sometimes it was a bit difficult to get to the supermarket. Yeah, so yeah, this is my first week here. And the weather's generally been absolutely gorgeous. It's been 32 degrees today. Which it was 33 yesterday and overcast, which was really humid yesterday. Today's beautiful, just beautiful. Yeah, and I'm just on my way now. This is my way to Tom's. So basically walk along the river for 10 minutes and I get to his. More or less the most direct route, certainly the most scenic. Yeah, Morioka compared to Akita, it's just a totally different ball game, really. It's much more like a city. It feels much more like a city, even though Akita's population is supposedly bigger. It's much more spread out, whereas here it's all much more centralised. So I feel like I'm actually living in the city centre now, rather than living in a town, which is kind of how Akita felt. And it's a lot more modern. The architecture's a lot newer, and it's got a lot nicer vibe, and it feels more affluent as well. So yeah, it's nice, and it's got added bonuses as well with it coming to travelling around Japan. You're a bit out on a limb in Akita, sort of by the coast and surrounded by mountains. You have to basically go all the way through Morioka to get onto the sort of main line. To up or down the country. So if you wanted to go up to Aomori or Sapporo up in the north, or down to Sendai, Tokyo, and all around the south, you have to go through Morioka from Akita, basically. So now it's obviously going to be a lot cheaper and quicker to go down south or even head up north. And yeah, and in the summer I hope I'll be able to do a bit of touring during the summer, and in the winter it's getting to ski slopes and stuff like that. It's a lot more accessible in Morioka as well. So I mean, this is where I was hoping to move to after my first year here. The company lets you then choose where you want to go, or at least put in a request to move somewhere if you want to. So at the time when I was moving, I was kind of like, well, there's pros and cons to it. I think you might remember me saying in my last blog that I sent to you, it's like sort of stop-start with the teaching. It is more difficult when you don't know the kids, when you don't know their levels, to actually aim the lessons at their level. Okay, so I'm having to start all that again, and plus the case of making more friends, but I should be able to do that quicker here now. Yeah, I'm going to see Tom now, and we're heading over to one of the other guys who works for Peppy, Brian. he's a good guy, American guy. It's funny. He's like Mr. Self-Sufficient. He's like trying to minimise the amount of things he has to pay for, doing it all himself. He's actually got permission off his landlord to build his own bar in his apartment. So he's got he's done it all up with an old cash register, and he makes brews his own beer as well for it. So it's all pretty cool. Yeah, he's always sort of making things himself to save money. So yeah, we're going to head round to his. And there's only Tom's wife. She's lending me a bike so I can get around easier. It's one of these fold-up ones. So I can take it on the train to my new schools in Hanamaki. I can't believe that I'm teaching in both the schools in Hanamaki. It's so strange after watching all those Iwate Swan, that guy, that Roger Swan, watching all those videos in Hanamaki, that I'm actually teaching there now. The odds are incredible. Anyway, I'm going to have to go now because I'm going to pass by a family barbecue, so see you later.